Hey, YouTube. Coach Bruce here, back with you for another video. Today, we're going to discuss the difference between success and relevance. But before we get into that, for those of you that are here for the first time, click subscribe to the channel, like the video. Feel free to share the video if you've learned something from it and you think somebody else might be able to learn something as well. And feel free to leave a comment, whether for me or for somebody else here that also has left a comment. We're all about the engagement and conversation. We are on this journey together, and I would highly recommend that you go back to video 1 and do a binge watch and get caught up so that we're all on the same page. All right? So, for those of you that are back again, bless you for being here. Glad to see you. And you already know what to do. So just do it. All right. So success. Before we get into the definition of success, I would like for you to take a moment and leave a comment below on what you define success as being. If you were to be successful in any area of your life, whether it's your personal life, financial life, career path, if you're at that point where you are living your life the way you want to live it, how would you describe success? Leave your comments below and we'll go back and we'll look at those as we continue. So, success. There is no true definition of success. Success is different for everybody. So in the comments, hopefully everybody will leave theirs. We'll see a whole plethora of different definitions of what success is, because success is an individual thing. What I might find successful for myself, somebody else may say, hey, that's not good enough. Other people may say, whoa, dude, you blew it out the water. You know what I mean? So it's really a personal thing that we can define for ourselves. So I say that to caution you on falling into the trap of society's definition of success, right? You got, in order to be successful, you got to be making a certain amount of money each year. You have to be driving a certain type of car and have a certain amount of cars, or you don't even drive yourself anymore. You have somebody else that drives for you. Your house has to be, in a certain location, or be a certain amount of square feet, you have to be a leader of an organization or the CEO of a Fortune 500 or a Fortune 50 company. You have to be a doctor with your own practice, or a dentist, a lawyer, or something of that nature. Don't let society define success for you. You have the right and you have the ability to define success however you see fit. Some people may define success as simply making enough money to take care of all their needs and still be able to get some of the things that they want. Some people may determine success as being able to maintain everything they have right now and incorporating a 7 to 10 day family vacation each year. Some people may define success as simply being financially free, having no debt. So it's different for each of us. The problem with chasing success is, in the real world's eyes of success, is that there are so many people that society has deemed as successful that are miserable. They aren't complete. They feel empty, right? And when you peel back the layers of that onion, the biggest reason that they feel empty, that they feel incomplete, is because they spent so much time chasing and achieving success according to society's definition that they failed to be relevant. They don't have a sense of significance, right? There's a book out called Greatness. That's by Dr. David Cook. If you have an opportunity to snatch a copy, I suggest you do so and read it. It's a beautiful book, an amazing book. It'll change your mindset. It'll change your perspective, right? And you'll get a whole different understanding about what success really is, right? Not speaking for him. I don't receive anything by endorsing his book or anything of that nature. It's just a book that I have, that I've read, that I suggest to anybody and everybody, right? So when you chase success, you achieve certain things, but because you lack relevance, you have no choice but continue to chase the things that led you to your success, right? I'm going to read a certain part out of this book, if y'all don't mind, and I think you'll get a much better understanding of what it is that I'm trying to say. So I'm reading out of the book. I'm going to read part of the foreword of the book. The foreword was written by Ken Blanchard. He is the Chief Spiritual Officer of the Ken Blanchard Companies. He is also the co-author of a book called The 1 Minute Manager and another book called Servant Leadership in Action, right? Both wonderful books. So I digress. Let me read this, and I quote, "First is the difference between success and significance. Too many leaders focus only on success. They think their success depends on how much wealth they accumulate, how much recognition they get, and their power and status. There is nothing wrong with any of these descriptors of success as long as they don't define who you are. Because if this is the way you measure your self-worth, the only way you can maintain it is to get more money, recognition, and power and status. But when you move from success to significance, i.e. relevance, you focus on the opposite of those things. The opposite of accumulation of wealth is generosity of your time, talent, and treasure. The opposite of recognition is service to others, and the opposite of power and status is loving relationship. When you focus on significance, which is similar in many ways to David Cook's description of selfless exceptionalism, you'll be amazed at how much success will come your way." End quote. So this goes directly into what we have been speaking about as far as being able to define our own individual selves, right? To know who we are, right? To be able to place a value on ourselves and to understand that we can live the type of life that we've always dreamed of living. And what we have in order to do that are talents or gifts that are tied to our purpose so that we can fulfill that purpose. So you need to be in a position to be a servant leader, right? We serve others in a leadership capacity. So there's an old saying, again, don't know who said it, but there's an old saying that's always resonated with me, and it says, "A blessing is truly not a blessing unless you're able and willing to give it away." So we have to understand that, as we've mentioned in other videos, anybody that comes within your presence should feel blessed to have been there, right? You are the blessing. You are the gift. In order to be able to continue to be blessed, right, you need to be able to give of yourself. You have to be able to give of your time, right? You have to be able to give of your talents, you need to be generous, with your finances. Not saying that you should give so much money away that, you're broke or that you're destitute or, outrageously in debt. But, one of the things I like to do, and I do regularly, and I don't talk about the way I bless others, because I'm not, it's not about me. I don't like, it's to brag about it to me, truly dilutes the purpose of the action, right? So when I do things for other people, I don't say anything to anyone. I might mention it to my wife or something of that nature. But I'm just saying this so you can see an example of what I'm talking about. So when I bless somebody financially, one of the things I like to do is if I'm in Walmart or a grocery store that has a pharmacy and I go by the pharmacy and I see some senior citizens there, I'll go up and I will offer to pay for their prescriptions, right? Typically, it's less than $20. But you know what? That senior citizen's living on a budget, a very strict budget, and that $20 could make a huge difference in their life that week or that month, They might really want to just go out and get an ice cream cone, but they can't get an ice cream cone because they're living on a strict budget. And it's either buy the ice cream cone or buy my meds. You know, they're going to buy those meds. They have to have those meds. So, you know, I'll go up and I'll ask them. It's like, hey, can I take care of that medicine for you today? If they say yes, great. You know, if they say no, I don't push. I may, you know, my wife and I may be out at dinner and we see a couple, you know, and if it's on my heart, you know, we'll pay for their dinner as well. Yeah. So there's lots of different things you can do, you know. Tithe your time and talents. Bless people with your talents. Bless people with your time. Some people just need somebody to talk to. They just need somebody that's willing to listen. If you see somebody that needs help them, right? All these things will come back to you, right? But you have to remember, if you have your hands full, I'll just use my mouse here as an example, right? If you have your hands full of something that you've been blessed with, you're not going to get too many more blessings because your hands are already full. So the blessing wasn't intended for you. The blessing was intended so you could be a blessing to somebody else. So you take this blessing and you bless somebody else with it. Now your hands are empty. Now you have room to be blessed more, right? And you'll find that the more you bless other people with what you have and who you are, the more blessings will come your way, right? And you see a trend in some of these huge companies. You see a trend now in some of these, you know, mega wealthy people where they're realizing that the more money and the more things they do for other people, the more philanthropy that they exhibit, the happier they are. But when they were just hoarding everything and keeping everything to themselves and chasing the almighty dollar and chasing the recognition and chasing the power and the glory and all the things that, you know, are supposed to come with that, they never felt complete. They never felt satisfied. So I urge you to re-listen to the first part of this video, right? And ask yourself, now how would I define success? Hopefully your answer is a little bit different than the one you had at the beginning of the video, right? It may not be. And if it's not, that's fine. Again, everybody has a right to choose success in their own definition. So how would you define success? Or is it more important to be relevant, to be significant? You'll find that most successful people, most successful organizations and companies are realizing now that in order to be successful and happy, it's what you do for other people that matters more than what anybody could ever do for you. Because in the big picture, none of this is about us. This world is not about us. We're put here on the face of this earth. You know, one of the biggest reasons is to love, right? It's to create communities of compassion. You've heard the old saying, when it comes to raising children, it takes a village, right? A village is formed of a lot of people, not just one individual, right? And everybody helps everybody. Everybody gives of their time, of their talents. They help each other out financially. Be a blessing. You are a blessing. Give of yourself, right? And you'll find that the more you give of yourself, the more you get in return. And what you get back isn't always financial, but that joy that you get inside from knowing that you positively impacted somebody else's life is, you can't put a dollar sign on it. That peace that you get inside from knowing that you changed somebody's life, that you affected somebody's life in a positive manner. You shine light into their darkness, and now their world is a lot brighter because of you. When you live your life in order to be a blessing and stop focusing on being blessed, you'll find that you're blessed a lot more. So I'm going to wrap this one up for today. Leave your comments. How do you define success? What does it mean to you? What's it look like to you? There's no wrong answer, right? But I'm curious to see what your answers are. So until our next video, don't forget to subscribe again if it's your first time here. Share the video, like the video, and love you guys. God bless, and I'll see you next time.